Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. If you're passionate about rare and valuable coins, you're in the right place. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss out on the latest updates about valuable coins hiding in your pocket change. The 2012 1-cent coin was an important piece in numismatic history. This was one of the final years before some countries, like Canada, stopped producing pennies altogether due to rising production costs. In the United States, the penny remains in circulation, but its composition and design have changed over the years. The 2012 penny belongs to the Lincoln Shield series, which was introduced in 2010 to replace the bicentennial Lincoln designs from 2009. The reverse, designed by Lyndall Bass, features a Union shield, symbolizing unity and strength, while the obverse still carries Victor D. Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, used since 1909. Now, let's talk about the real reason you're here. How much is the 2012 penny worth? While most are only worth face value, there are rare varieties and error coins that can fetch thousands of dollars. For example, a 2012 D penny with a dramatic double die obverse error was sold at auction for over $3,000. Another rare find was a 2012 penny struck on a dime planchet, making it much thinner than usual. It sold for over $5,000. If you have a 2012 penny, check for these errors. Some of the most valuable ones include 1. Double die obverse, look for doubling in Lincoln's eye, lips, or the date. 2. Off-center strikes, if the coin's design is shifted significantly, it could be worth a lot. 3. Missing clad layer, some 2012 pennies were struck without their outer copper layer, revealing a silvery zinc core. 4. Struck on a foreign planchet, some were mistakenly struck on dime or nickel planchets, making them rare and valuable. If you spot one of these errors, don't spend that penny. Get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity and maximize its now. Let's talk about the $12 million face value claim. What does this mean? Well, it's an eye-catching way to highlight how collectible and valuable certain rare pennies can be. While an ordinary 2012 penny won't make you a millionaire, the rarest versions can fetch thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. If you had enough of them in high grades or with valuable errors, the total value could theoretically reach $12 million. So, what's the takeaway here? Always check your change. That little penny in your pocket might just be a hidden treasure. If you have a 2012 penny, take a close look at it. You never know if you're holding onto a rare and valuable coin. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more coin-related content. Let us know in the comments if you have any rare pennies, and we might feature them in our next video. Next today, we have an exciting episode for you. We're talking about the 2011 1-cent coin, a coin that may look ordinary but could be worth a fortune. Moneybag *. Did you know that some rare 2011 pennies have been sold for thousands of dollars? And today, we're diving deep into the history, key errors, rare varieties, and how you can find a valuable 2011 penny. Plus, we'll talk about the legendary $11 million face value. Stick around, because you won't want to miss this scroll *. Before we talk about value, let's take a quick look at the history of this coin. The 2011 1-cent coin is part of the Lincoln Shield series, which replaced the Lincoln Memorial design in 2010. Shield *. The obverse features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner and in use since 1909. The reverse showcases a shield with the inscription, 1 cent, symbolizing the union and preservation of the United States. This design was created by Lyndall Bass and engraved by Joseph Mena. The 2011 penny was struck in 3 different locations. White heavy checkmark Philadelphia Mint, white heavy checkmark Denver Mint, white heavy checkmark San Francisco Mint, magnifying glass tilted right. Now, let's talk numbers. The 2011 penny isn't super rare in general circulation, as millions were minted. Philadelphia Mint, 2.37 billion, Denver Mint, 2.53 billion, San Francisco Mint, 1.65 million. Astonished face asterisk. But don't let these high numbers fool you. Certain rare errors and high-grade specimens can fetch serious money at auctions. Fire asterisk. Now, here's where things get really exciting. If you find a 2011 penny with one of these errors, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Keycap 1 doubled die penny, DDR or DDO, magnifying glass tilted left asterisk. Some 2011 pennies show doubling on the letters, date, or shield. If you spot this, get it checked. It could be worth hundreds or even thousands. Keycap 2 off-center strike collision. A 2011 penny that wasn't properly aligned when struck can be worth up to $500, depending on how far off-center it is. Keycap 3 die cracks and cuts face with monocle. Look for raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. These mint errors can fetch anywhere from $50 to $300. Keycap 4 transitional metal errors. High voltage asterisk. While most 2011 pennies are made of copper-plated zinc, some experimental strikes could exist in different compositions. If you find one, it could be a jackpot coin. Money bag asterisk. Alright, so how much are these pennies worth? Here are some real auction prices for rare 2011 pennies asterisk. High-grade MS-67 or MS-68 examples can sell for $1,000 to $5,000. Proof coins graded PR70 have sold for up to $3,000. Major error coins like double dies or off-center strikes have fetched between $500 and $2,000. Police car light asterisk. And remember, always get your coins graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC to get the highest value gemstone. Now, you're probably wondering, where does the $11 million face value come in? Loudspeaker asterisk. Imagine if the US Mint had mistakenly printed special collector's versions of the 2011 penny made of pure gold or platinum. Or if a one-of-a-kind prototype coin surfaced. In the world of numismatics, anything is possible. And legendary, unique coins have sold for tens of millions, asterisk. So, keep checking your change. You never know when you might stumble upon $1 million treasure, megaphone asterisk. That's it for today's episode. If you have a 2011 penny, check for errors, look for high grades, and who knows, you could be holding on to a small fortune. Eyes asterisk. Have you ever found a rare penny? Let us know in the comments below. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Bell asterisk. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your pockets be filled with treasure. Thanks for watching. Happy collecting. Next today, 1972, we talking about the legendary 1972 1-cent coin. Could this penny be worth a life-changing fortune? Some versions of this coin have fetched thousands of dollars at auctions, and if you believe the hype, its face value in collector circles could be an astounding $72 million. Stay tuned to learn the truth behind this fascinating coin, its history, and how much it's really worth today. The 1972 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which first began in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the words, "In God We Trust," above, "Liberty," to the left, and the date, 1972, to the right. On the reverse, we see the famous Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This penny was minted in large numbers, with over 5.5 billion coins struck across 3 U.S. mint locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number, while the San Francisco Mint also struck a smaller number of proof coins for collectors. But what makes the 1972 penny so special? It all comes down to errors and varieties, and some of these rare mistakes could make your coin worth a small fortune. One of the most famous error coins in U.S. history comes from the 1972 penny, the 1972 double die obverse. This variety is highly sought after by collectors, and here's how you can tell if you have one. Look closely at the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." If the letters appear doubled, you might have a rare double-die penny. There are multiple varieties of this doubling, but the most valuable one is known as FS 101, which has the strongest doubling. If you have a circulated FS 101 double-die penny, it could be worth $100 to $500. A high-grade uncirculated version can fetch over $1,000, and get this, one of the finest known examples was sold at auction for over $14,000, but that's not the only valuable 1972 penny error. Some coins have off-center strikes, worth $50 to $300 depending on the misalignment. Clipped planchets, where a part of the coin is missing, selling for $30 to $200. Die cracks and cuds, where a chunk of the design is distorted, which can bring in around $50 to $150. Now, what if your 1972 penny doesn't have any errors? Is it still worth anything? A circulated 1972 penny is typically only worth 1 cent, as billions were minted. However, in higher mint state grades it can sell for $10 to $50, and proof coins from the San Francisco Mint can range from $5 to $100, depending on quality. One standout sale happened when a nearly perfect MS-67 red 1972 penny sold for an incredible $3,290, so, condition is everything when it comes to value. But what about the claims that the 1972 penny has a $72 million face value? Well, let's break it down. While no single penny has ever officially been given such a high face value, some extremely rare coins have sold for millions at auction. The most valuable penny in existence is the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent, which sold for $1.7 million. The idea of a $72 million penny is more of a myth or an exaggerated claim. However, if you were to collect 7.2 billion pennies, then you would have $72 million in face value. So, how can you tell if you have a valuable 1972 penny? Here's a quick checklist. 1. Check for a double die error. Look closely at the lettering, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. 2. Examine the condition. If your penny is bright red and uncirculated, it could be worth more. 3. Look for mint marks. The S mint mark means it's a proof coin, while D comes from Denver. 4. Check for other errors like off-center strikes, clips, or die cracks. 5. Get your coin graded. If you think you have a rare variety, professional grading can increase its value. So, is the 1972 penny worth $72 million? Not quite. But if you have the right error or high-grade coin, it could still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Check your piggy banks, look through your old jars of change, and who knows, you might just find a hidden treasure in your pocket. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more rare coin discoveries. Comment below if you've ever found a valuable penny, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Next today, 2000, we're talking about a coin that might just be sitting in your collection, or even in your pocket change, the 2001 cent coin. Believe it or not, some of these coins are worth a fortune, and in this video, we're breaking down exactly why this coin could be worth up to $2 million. Make sure to watch until the end so you don't miss any key details, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on the latest coin discoveries. The year 2000 was an interesting time for the US Mint. The penny, featuring the Lincoln Memorial design, had been in circulation for decades, but there were a few key factors that make this particular year's issue stand out. The coin was struck in both Philadelphia and Denver, marked by their respective mint marks. The composition remained 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating, a standard used since 1982. Over 5 billion pennies were minted in 2000, making it a very common coin, but here's where things get interesting. Despite the large mintage, certain errors and special varieties have skyrocketed the value of some 2000 pennies to astronomical figures. So, what makes some 2000 pennies worth a fortune? Let's break it down. Keycap 1. The 2000 wide AM penny. One of the most famous errors of the 2000 Lincoln cent is the wide AM variety. In normal pennies from this year, the letters A and M in America are supposed to be close together. However, some were mistakenly struck with a wide gap between them, making them extremely rare. If you find a wide AM penny in high-grade condition, it can fetch anywhere from $300 to $5,000, depending on its state. Keycap 2 off-center strikes. Some 2,000 pennies were struck off-center, meaning the design appears shifted to one side. The more off-center, the more valuable. If you find one that's missing 50% of the design but still shows the date, you could have a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Keycap 3 double die errors. Another highly sought-after variety is the double die penny. This happens when the design is struck twice, creating a doubling effect. Some 2,000 pennies show this effect on Lincoln's face, date, or lettering. These coins can sell for $500 to over $10,000 for uncirculated and proof versions. If you have a 2,000 penny in perfect condition, meaning it has never been used in circulation, its value can be much higher than a normal penny. A proof version from a US Mint set, especially in PR70 deep cameo grade, can fetch up to $5,000 or more. High-grade regular pennies can sell for $1,000 to $15,000 at auctions now. You're probably wondering, where does the $2 million value come from? Well, while no single 2,000 penny has officially sold for that amount, rare error coins, especially unique one-of-a-kind errors, have been known to break records. For example, a 1-cent coin from 1943 struck in bronze once sold for $1.7 million. If a 2,000 penny were to be discovered with a never-before-seen minting error, such as being struck on the wrong metal, a double denomination error, or an extreme off-center misprint, it could very well fetch a $2 million price tag at auction. So, keep your eyes peeled, because you never know what treasures might be hiding in your change. How to check your 2,000 penny? If you think you have a valuable 1-cent coin, here's what you should do. Keycap 1 examine the America letters. Is it a wide AM? If yes, you've hit the jackpot. Keycap 2 look for doubling effects. Check Lincoln's face, the date, and the lettering for any signs of doubling. Keycap 3 check for off-center strikes. The more extreme, the better. Keycap 4 inspect for mint errors, any oddities. Get it appraised. Keycap 5 consider professional grading. If your coin looks flawless, sending it to PCGS or NGC could increase its value. And that's it for today's video. The 2001-cent coin might just be worth far more than a penny, potentially even millions, if you have one, check it carefully because you could be holding an absolute treasure. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest valuable coin discoveries. Let me know in the comments what rare coins you found, and maybe I'll feature your story in a future video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting.